What's up, everyone? This is your host, Stephanie Sweet.
And your co-host, Nia Adri.
And you are tuned in to the GrownupIsh Podcast. Welcome, guys, to
Hey,
another
hey, hey.
episode of the GrownupIsh.
I know.
Um, how are you?
I am good. I
Started
am
off.
good. Yeah, I just woke up from a nap. So if I'm a little calm to start, that's because I'm still in sleepy mode. But
We
I'm
gotta
good.
get the energy up. The
It's gonna get
energy up.
there. It's
The
gonna get
energy.
there. Let me see any highlights. Oh, I just started spring break because I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
So
So
spring break
you're
has
home
started.
chilling for the next week?
Yeah, not so much chilling. I got a lot of work to do and people to see and book. Like my schedule got filled up really quickly, which I didn't plan on. So, but yeah, I'm on break, so I have no real complaints. There's nothing I can actually complain about. You can't complain when you're off for a week, so you just be quiet and just enjoy your time.
Straight facts.
Yeah.
Straight facts.
How's your week?
Um, yeah. There's nothing like having time and then realizing, oh, I don't have time because I have all these other things that I'm trying to accomplish and try to do. And
Exactly.
it goes by like snap of a finger. It's going to be next week already and the end of the week rather. And you're going to be like, oh my
Girl,
God, now I have to start all over again.
I'm trying to utilize the best of all my time. Like I got to get so much stuff done for like
Yeah.
the class that I'm in, getting that finished.
Yeah.
So
As long as
that
you have a
is,
plan, you'll be fine. As long as you
I
have like
do.
each
I
day,
do.
make your little checklist notes, so you
That's
can kind
it.
of, okay, today I have to do this, today I have to do that, and just go through it and you'll get it done. I find checklists to
Yes,
be very efficient and
I
effective.
agree. I agree. I'm a checklist girl. Checklist
Yeah.
and planners. Are you a planner person?
I'm not big on
I'm a
planners.
planner
I
person.
just,
This is the thing though. I'll write everything in a planner and plan it out and then sit the planner down somewhere and then never come back to it. And then I
I
come
go
back
to
like,
my
oh,
phone.
you were on
I go,
track though.
yeah, I go to my phone. My phone is like the best. I don't use like an actual planner. Like I said, I like lists and I'll go through and like go back to my list and see, okay, what is it that but it's like remembering that you have a list to go back to check
Yeah,
on and
that's key.
see, okay, did you do everything that's on there? That's the trick.
That is. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Anywho, ain't nothing happening in my life. It's just plain old same old boring shit. So
Same
I,
old,
I
same
won't
old.
I won't bore you guys with the lame details of that. But nothing fun
Fair enough.
happening on my end this week at least. I am looking forward to beach day. That's
Yes, girl,
my
listen.
only
I'm like, I should grab chairs. What else will we need? What else? What else? What else? What am I gonna wear?
alcohol.
Which swimsuit? Which swimsuit can I wear?
Right,
I'm
right,
so
right. I
ready.
gotta go
So
deep,
ready.
go looking in the boxes to see what swimsuit I can throw on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, besides that, ain't much happening, bro. Nothing happens, sis. But yeah, so let's get into this week's topic, which we're gonna be talking about deal breakers in relationships. Okay. What are your deal breakers? What are the things that you're not putting up with? What are the things that will send you running to the hills if
Yes.
you are noticing them within your relationship? And it could be,
Mm-hmm.
a friendship, it could be like a romantic relationship, it could be a business relationship, whatever. But what are your red flags? What are your deal breakers? Let's get into it.
All right.
So, Nia, what you got on your list? What are your deal breakers, ma'am?
Um, Honestly, I didn't really have a list before preparing for this episode. I came up with the list today, I think. Yeah. My number
Okay.
one thing, like my actual, like really big deal breaker is for me is cheating. That's like number one. And I also want to say, like, when I'm talking about deal breakers, like cheating for me is the end all be all. Like, I don't really care. I don't care. You cheat, you out. That's just it. So cheating for me, that's
Point
like
blank
number
period.
one.
No ifs, ands, buts about it.
Yeah.
No
Because I
question
feel like
marks.
for me, cheating, like you could have easily just left. Like you could have just left. Instead of cheating, you could have just left. And I've heard the excuses, oh, stuff happens sometimes. Sometimes it's not planned. I'm sorry. If you put yourself in a position where you end up sleeping with somebody else, you end up catching yourself basically courting another person. Because for me, cheating is like if you are entertaining another person the
Right.
same
Let's break
way,
down
like
what cheating is, because
giving
cheating
them,
is different for different
yeah,
people.
cheating
So
is
go ahead.
different for different people. So for me, cheating is if you're entertaining somebody else, like you're giving them attention to make them
Okay.
feel like you want to be intimate with them. That's, you could be emotionally cheating if you're building something with somebody, and you could be physically cheating. So like if you're leading them towards feeling like you guys are going to have something beyond just the friendship, you're cheating 9 times out of 10. Like people know when they've crossed the line. So for me, if you feel like you need to go get attention from another woman, or you found another woman that interests you and you want to pursue that, just break up with me, just end it with me and go do what you need to go do over there. So cheating is my number one, like can't do it, not gonna deal with it.
Question. What if it's just like, oh, I saw her, I thought she was hot, and it was just like a one and done type thing. I have no emotional connection with this chick. It was just like a spur of
And
the moment
obviously you
thing,
have no
lapse in
emotional
judgment.
connection to me because you cheated. So bye. Like, no, I'm not trying to hear none of that. Cheating for me is
Okay.
a no-go. Because I would never cheat on somebody else. I would never cheat. I don't do that. Like, if I felt like it just wasn't working and I saw somebody else that interests me, I would rather end things with you than, it's disrespectful to me. Cheating is like
Same.
disrespectful. You have no respect for our relationship. Have no respect for me. So cheating is a no-go. Lying, which I feel like to me goes hand in hand with cheating. So a lot of people say lying, but I'm like, if you're cheating, you're probably lying too. So those go hand in hand. And that's from my growing up. Like my grandma was real big on like, you better not lie. Like, don't
Yeah.
lie. So lying is like right up there with cheating. And then the last couple ones are in no particular order. I didn't think about this one until like I asked on Instagram for people's deal breakers, and one of this dude, he responded back and he said smoking cigarettes. And I was like, you know what? I've never really thought about that, but I've never met a guy that smokes cigarettes, and I've never dated a guy that smokes cigarettes. I don't know if I could date a guy that
Never
smokes
ever met a
cigarettes.
guy that smoked cigarettes?
No, like no. They might
Hmm.
smoke like Black and Miles or some other stuff, but like actual cigarettes, like no,
So they'll
I
smoke
haven't come
they'll
across
smoke
them.
cigarette I mean, they'll smoke Dutches and
Yeah,
cigars and
but
weed, but they won't smoke like
vaping.
actual
Yeah,
cigarettes. Okay.
yeah. So
There's a
I was
difference
like,
here.
there's a difference. I don't mind a smoker. I don't mind a smoker. A productive smoker. Let me add that. I can't. If you just sitting there, brain cells just rotting away, you ain't doing nothing productive. I can't do that either.
They're not riding, they just chilling. They're on a whole nother
They
level,
over
a
there
whole nother
gone.
plane,
so,
plateau.
so a smoker, a cigarette smoker. I'm like, you know what? I think I will pass on that because I don't. Cigarette smoking is yucky. Um,
Yeah, it
and
is.
then I put on here closed minded. I don't want to be with somebody that's closed minded, meaning like, I like to explore stuff. I'm a very
That
spiritual
one. That was
person.
actually that's a good I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know that
like,
would be a deal breaker for me per se,
and that's
but
why it's like it's
that's
not like
an
a
interesting one.
hard deal breaker, but because sometimes you can get people to open up. Like sometimes you can
I think in
they can
general, when you're dating somebody anyway, you'll be dating the type of person that is of the same
ex-
mind as you. So like
exactly.
automatically that whole like someone who isn't open minded, you will see that they are
They're
not
like, yeah,
on
this
the
ain't gonna work.
same. Yeah,
Hmm.
it just other things will show up before, and that would be a red flag where yeah, it would, I guess it would be a deal breaker, I guess, because
Yeah,
then you won't even get
because
into a
it's like
relationship period.
we're not on the same
Yeah.
page.
But I
So
guess we're
close.
talking about deal breakers from the sense of like, are we talking about when they're in a relationship already or prior to a relationship?
I'm talking prior to. Well, I'm talking prior
Okay.
to an end. So, like for me, closed minded would probably be prior to because you're going to recognize that early on. The cigarette
Right.
smoking, that's prior to. And then no ambition, that's prior to as well. Before I even make it to the
Yeah.
relationship level, because I can't really say if we're dating and we're not seriously dating, then technically you can talk to whoever you want to. It's not cheating at that point. So cheating for me is like in the relationship
In the
component.
relationship. Yeah.
And you can't have those other ones. Like if you're not ambitious and I'm noticing that off the bat, I'm not going to want to go any further beyond just us getting to know each other anyway. So that's a good point. You brought up a good point. There's deal breakers that apply when you're just in like getting to know somebody. And then I
Yeah.
feel like there's deal breakers that apply when you're actually in that relationship.
For sure.
And yeah, what are yours? Those are mine.
Okay.
My rough five.
So, yeah. So there are levels to the deal breakers, as you just, alluded to and said, basically, whether you're in a relationship or you're about to be in a relationship,
Yeah.
and in a committed relationship, right? So also for I think for in the marriage perspective,
Yes.
there are levels to it too. So things that I would say would have been a deal breaker for me if I was just dating you, like we're boyfriend girlfriend
Yes.
dating, aren't necessarily a deal breaker for me in a marriage. And this, I've come to this realization in talking to other women and just kind of processing things, and then like thinking about this topic and this conversation that we were going to have today. So I want to go straight to your first one when you said cheating, right? Because that's one of the
Yeah.
ones for me. And yes, there's levels of cheating. There's the emotional cheating,
Mm-hmm.
where you're just giving your time and your emotion, and you're causing a connection with
Yes.
somebody,
That's
right? You're
cute.
creating a connection with somebody. And then there is like the one off, like, okay, I saw the chick, it was like we were out and I happened to kiss her, or we exchanged numbers and we've been talking type, but it's not really
Mm-hmm.
anything serious. Or yeah, I slept with somebody. um
Mm-hmm.
who is it? Like, there, I want to know, because it's different. Is this somebody that's a one off the street, or is this your old girlfriend that you still have like
A thing
feelings
for.
for from way
Mm-hmm.
back in the day? Because that's a different kind of cheating. That's levels to it. Okay, it goes deep.
Yeah.
And I mean, you could get yourself into a rabbit hole. But for me, I would say, like, when I was just like casually, not casually dating, but like boyfriend, committed
Yeah.
relationship, I'll call that a committed relationship, boyfriend girlfriend relationship, I wouldn't tolerate cheating at all. Like, you might as
Yeah.
well just go ahead about your business. Like you said, I'm of the same mind. If you're gonna do that now, we don't need to be we don't need to go any further, because obviously I'm not it's, to me, I take it as I'm not feeding you the way you need to be fed, and something
Exactly.
is off, and maybe it's not even me, maybe it's you're not where you really need to be for us to be in some committed relationship.
Exactly.
Okay, now, on another note, in a marriage, okay, cheating is not completely, I'll say, depending on the type of cheating, it won't be a complete deal breaker to me. Because at this point, I have committed myself to a lifelong relationship with you. I would hope that you wouldn't even go there, because I've always said this to all of my partners, and again, here in my marriage, if you are not happy, talk to me about it.
Yep.
Tell me what you're not happy about, so that you give me the opportunity to either fix it, or we can fix it, or if it's something on your end, you can fix it. We can work together as a team so we can get to the bottom of whatever the problem is. But I don't, I don't, and so I would hope that you would do that before anything even happens.
I
Now, if
agree.
something has happened, I want to know the details of the situation so that I can assess for myself, like, what does this really truly mean? Are you acting out because maybe you have been unhappy within the relationship? And 9 times out of 10, the woman would know at that point, right? Because things ain't hope most likely 100%, although there are some good fakers.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, I've thought a lot about this. So if you're just sleeping with somebody on some one off, I'm not saying that I will tolerate it. I will not tolerate it. Don't get me wrong. It will hurt me. I will be
Yeah.
messed up in the head for it, right? And I will feel absolutely hurt and disgusted and like upset. Well,
And
I end my marriage for it. It just depends on what the circumstances.
I was
It
gonna
just
say
depends on the circumstances.
I could definitely, like, I feel like we have the same mindset on that. Even though as of right now I'm single, I feel like, you can move different when you're single. You can move different when you're dating. You can move different before you get into that marriage. I've heard the saying, everybody's single till you got the ring at that point.
Right.
I've heard that
Right.
before. I don't necessarily agree, but I've heard it. And I agree with you on that stance. I do feel like there's levels to it. I do feel like when you're in a marriage, things do change. Now, am I just going to be like, okay, we married, you can do whatever you want? Absolutely not. Not that I'm not going to tolerate it.
Right.
But there's that element, and we could just, I guess we go get into it right now, and then I'll let you finish sharing, because I do think that, when I do become married, that marriage to me becomes like a business. Now it's not just separate anymore. It's not so easy to just break away,
Right.
especially depending
You
on how
don't just walk
long.
away.
Yeah, depending on how long you've been married, depending on if now you guys have kids,
Yep. All of
there's
that.
that, there's so many different components that come into play. I think it's so easy for people to just be like, for example, when they look at the whole like Beyonce situation and Jay-Z back in the day. At
Yeah.
one point I was one of them people that was like, oh, she is so stupid. Why wouldn't she leave? Like, girl, you gonna sit there and deal with that? But then I had to stop. I had to check myself. I had to humble myself. First off, Renia, you single. Secondly, you ain't married to that rich man, and you ain't got that money that they
She
got
got her
going
own
on.
money.
They're off
She didn't even need all of that. She
like
need him.
she do, but baby, it's nice to have more, okay? And then
Right.
on top of that, then they got the kids. You
Yeah.
know, you don't know their background. You don't know what they've been through. I'm one of those people that I want to raise my children in a 2-parent household. I don't know Beyonce and Jay-Z's background, but I'm pretty sure that's a vision that they probably have for themselves, for their kids. So
Yeah.
I realized, like, you know what, there is way more to this, than just he cheated and let's just be done. Like, no, like, and some people really want to work through their marriage. Like, and if
Exactly.
you
Not
don't
to
get right and
mention,
act right,
yeah, not to mention that from her, this is a perfect, great example that you're bringing up, Beyonce and Jay-Z. She has the, I don't want to say luxury because it's not a luxury, but she has the background of seeing her mom and her dad, right, have this long
mm-hmm,
relationship, right? Years. I mean, they were together for, I think, over 20 years, if I'm not mistaken, right?
yeah,
Based on her age and how recent,
exactly.
it's
And when they
not
actually
recent, but
broke up,
within,
like divorced, yeah,
exactly. And, they had this long marriage, and I'm sure it was like highs and lows, okay,
yeah,
roller coaster, because all marriages are. And not, and for her to be able to say, I want to give this a try, I want to work on it. There's so many layers to that. And I can
it
appreciate
is,
her so much, because I know for a fact that you don't, in every single relationship, there's so much that goes on between two people. That's why I respect, um when I see couples that have been together like 30 years, 40
yeah,
years, and I'm like, I bow down to you guys, because it it takes a certain kind of strength to weather
it
those
does,
storms. And some people have it tougher than others. And then
yes,
it also depends on, you guys' personalities. But every
mm-hmm.
single relationship has storms. Shit. Even when with you and your boyfriend, y'all got storms and y'all have problems.
Listen,
So just let alone a whole married husband and wife, right? Like they're
listen.
gonna
That's
have
why
their
I'm
own
single
trials.
now. I can't make it through the storms.
Right, right, right. So they're gonna have trials and tribulations too. So I think that no one knows what's happening behind closed doors. No one knows what's happening with between these two people. So can nobody really judge or say, hey, that girl is stupid. Oh, that guy is a fool for continue to take that
I
girl,
agree.
in over and over if she's going out doing whatever. We never know, right? And sometimes, yeah, they are fools. Sometimes they
Yeah,
are, but
yeah,
sometimes there's more to the story than they are willing to share, than that we even know, that we are privy to. So there's a lot that goes into making a decision
I
like that.
agree.
I just know for myself, like, cheating um would not be the end all be all for
Yeah,
me. God forbid it happens. I'm gonna knock on wood. Lord, please, bless us. But that would not be it. Also, I think that, like, the biggest thing, and we always touch on this, is trust.
I
Trust.
agree.
I need to be able to know that we are on the same page and one accord. Like, I never want to give somebody else outside of the relationship the one up on my husband, or he should not give somebody outside of the relationship the one up on me. We need to be on the same page. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about other people, but just in general. Like, I need to know that when you're telling me something, you're really telling me the truth, and
I
I
can just
trust
trust
you to
you.
make the best
Yeah,
judgments. Right. I trust you to make the best judgments for our family and for me, and for us, and vice versa. Like, when I'm telling you something, I'm telling you it's 100, but like 100%. no questions asked. So those were, the trust, the cheating, would not be a deal breaker, but depending on the circumstances, it might. But
Yeah.
trust would be a deal breaker for me. If you break my trust, like if you break it too many times, or because
Yeah,
people
because once
tell a
trust is
little white
broken, it's
lie
hard
here
to
and
get
there,
back.
or
Once you break trust, it's very hard to get that back. That's hard.
exactly. Like trust is like my biggest one. Bless you.
Thank you.
That was a little sneeze.
No.
Yeah, so trust would be my biggest ones. But I also got I put on that question on IG, and my cousin had responded, and she said disrespect. And when I was thinking about disrespect, it was just like, again, levels. What is the disrespect? Is it undermining you? Is it, just being like bad treatment, maybe?
Yeah.
Not
Belittling.
a little, yeah, or talking
Uh,
to you all types of
disrespect
way in
can be
front of your
broad,
kids.
and I agree. Like, I don't think anyone. I mean, no, I take that back because some people, unfortunately, they have been
Abused and stuff.
yes, they have been abused, or they have grown kind of accustomed to disrespect because that's kind of they grew up in households like that, so that's what they know. So some people will tolerate it, unfortunately, which is really sad. But I think overall, for the average person, people won't stay if they feel like they are not being respected. Um, and
So
that's
yeah.
that's that. Do you feel though? My best friend, she responded. She said broke. I'm like, okay, sis, I hear you. Okay. Cardi said broke boys don't deserve no cookie. Okay. Um, I hear you broke. But do you feel though, like, because people talk about deal breakers all the time. Do you feel that people actually stick to their deal breakers though? Like, are deal breakers really deal breakers? Are people really out here like just cutting people off? Like, have you cut somebody off because of a deal breaker? No, I don't feel like they do. I
No,
don't feel
bro.
like they
These bitches out
do.
here selling out, bro.
Y'all not sticking to it. I'm not gonna deal with that. That is a no for me. And be out here dealing with it. Like, come on
Right,
now,
right.
y'all gotta stick to y'all
Hardcore
guns.
too, riding
I can
for it.
say, I can say, like, again, I haven't dealt with cheating, at least not to my knowledge. Like, even in my younger years, I don't think. I'm trying to think. No.
I've never known that there's been like another person involved,
Yeah.
but
Or
I've
I
had
feel like
an idea. Like
I
it
feel
was always
like
like something ain't right, and I know. And if there's smoke, there's fire. If
and
there's
it wasn't
smoke,
even
there's
in this
fire.
case. I guess I could say but I didn't deal with it because, again, like with my like first like real boyfriend back in the day, like he had his phase where I think he was trying to be a player, but it was like, boy, you not slick because this girl over here going crazy, this girl over here acting a fool. Everybody
Yeah,
acting a fool for a reason, sir, because you over here
yeah,
trying to play people and you're not good at it. You're not good at it. So leave me alone because
yeah,
you over here trying to play games. So I've had like situations like that. And again, it's like, okay, I'm gonna cut it off because I'm not gonna play these games with you.
yeah.
Um, because even back then it's like I'm not a cheater. So if you finna be talking to multiple people, you go talk to multiple people, get out my face.
Right,
Um, but yeah,
right.
I don't feel like I've ever really met people that, like men discuss their deal breakers and then I don't know. I've never had somebody but, oh, this is a deal breaker, and they like just really stick to it, or
Yeah,
like really it hinders them. I've
yeah.
never heard of stories of people being like, oh, this was something that I noticed and I left it alone. It's like, we talk about it, but are y'all really sticking to y'all guts?
Yeah. One other one that I forgot to mention that is mine is, which I don't know, I forgot, but mine is also cleanliness. Like I can't deal
Yes.
with anyone who is not going to be,
Yes.
clean. And I'm talking about clean within their area space, like their living
Their
quarters
living
and
space.
living
Yeah.
space and living area, their homes, and hygienically clean. Like I
Yeah.
need you to be kept
I
like
agree. I agree. That's
and to
definitely
keep
up there. You
yourself.
know what? I thought
I'm
about
gonna
that
be
one
all
too.
I'm gonna be all up touchy feely with you and all up in your crevices. Okay, I need you to
You
be
can't be
100%.
funky.
No. That is definitely
I
like a
agree.
deal breaker for me. And I've, thank God, never had to deal with anyone who has been,
Bad hygiene.
unclean. I've never had
Mm,
that situation, thankfully. But yeah, it's that would be a deal breaker. Now, I have like talked to like messy people, like some, I've dealt with some guys that have just been, a little messy in the sense that they don't keep their homes like clean and stuff. And I'd
yeah,
be over there like, trying to clean, trying to put things in order and tidying up, and that's a lot. You're a whole grown man. I should not have to be picking up after
coming and
you.
cleaning up behind
Get
you.
your life together. Yeah, get your life together and, be an adult. Be a damn adult, please. But
Right.
I really don't think that people stick to
They're deal
their
breaker.
deal breakers 100%, because there's always a way to kind of like circumvent, or you start to overlook things a little by
Yeah,
little, because, oh, like, he's so cool, he got this going or that going, or she's so dope, she's so hot.
yeah.
And you know what, it doesn't matter if she doesn't get her hair done. I'm gonna pay for it. I'm gonna just give her some cash, she's
We
gonna
can
get
work
her hair
past
done.
that.
She's gonna right, right. It
Ooh,
doesn't matter that.
so what are some like crazy or like petty deal breakers that you've heard of? I actually have a list here of random deal breakers. I guess it's like deal breakers
Let me see what's on the list.
from men. Okay. All right. So we have, which I low key, it's not a deal breaker, but it does bother me.
What?
Having improper grammar. I'm low key a grammar Nazi. Like, I'm
Yes.
gonna notice it. And like, because I can articulate myself very well and speak very well, I feel like sometimes I meet guys, men, and they try to like match me with it. And sometimes it's like that's not how you talk, but okay. Which is fine, but like I am low key a grammar Nazi, like especially texting. That's why it's better just don't text me. Don't text me, because if you gonna be spelling stuff kind of off, or
Oh God.
your spelling is not your strong point, like don't text me, bro, because
That's
I'm
Carrie
definitely
Ann.
low key. I'm judging low key. I'm low key judging. Like,
Carrie Ann is like that.
what are you saying
Our
to me,
friend,
sir?
that's one of our friends.
Yes.
But so okay, there are moments where you just text it and you're just like, oh, I'm gonna hit up that spot, blah blah blah, and you're writing in shorthand maybe, or you're
Yeah.
abbreviating sometimes, and that's one thing, because you'll know when that is happening, you'll
Yes.
understand, and you'll grasp that, okay, that's what's going on, and it's not a big deal. Okay, fine. Plus we're texting, it's fine. But then when you're texting and you're just like, you're writing out everything, but maybe there is, right, grammatical errors, or you're using a word the wrong way, or you're using there instead of there, like the right kind of there.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
things like
judging.
that.
I'm
That's what you're
judging.
talking about, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
my friend goes
That's it.
crazy with that. Carrie is like, oh my God. um
Um,
that is a legitimate deal breaker though, because it's kind of like, okay, how you gonna teach our kids?
you don't know yourself, and I'm not gonna be teaching you. I don't have time for that. Okay, another one that was
But
on
that's why
here.
they go to school, okay? So it's gonna be all right. It's not the end of the
Having no, I can't. I can't.
world.
Having gross feet.
Gross feet.
Gross feet.
Oh, just wear some socks. We gonna be all right.
Not put manicure. Mm-mm. My thing is I like men that like to go get their feet done.
Really?
Go
Like
get them feet up.
so if dude has like a black toenail,
Don't touch me with that. It probably stinks. Don't come
no
over
foot
here.
rubs, no foot rubs for him.
Mm-mm.
Come
Mm-mm.
on, even with socks.
Mm-mm.
I don't like touching
No,
feet.
I
I
rub
just
feet.
don't
It's
like
something
touching
wrong with your foot. You need to get taken care of.
Get them claws away, because they will tell us if that joint is not looking right. They would be like,
Yes.
"Oh, sis, you gotta go get your feet done. Here's $30. Go get it
Somebody
fitted."
somebody said a deal breaker is disliking dogs. Fair.
Oh
I
yeah,
am a pet owner. So if you're telling me you don't
yeah.
like dogs, it's probably not gonna work for us. It's probably not gonna
Yeah,
work.
yeah, because Max is here to stay. Okay, Princeton is here to stay. They ain't going nowhere.
Ooh.
What you see? Let me see. What else?
Making dumb Facebook statuses.
I don't care.
I don't care.
As long as it's not going too deep into, is it about the relationship? Like if you're talking too much about the relationship, you gotta
They
go.
said somebody
That
who
is a deal
shares
breaker.
stupid things on Facebook without fact checking. Now, if you just on there talking
Oh
like you know what
yeah,
you're talking about, but you don't know what you're talking about, and you just
yeah,
embarrassing, like, hey, take that down. We
yeah.
don't
Like
need
when people talk politics and they're just like regurgitating what they keep seeing online as opposed
yes,
to doing the research, or they hear a story on the shade room and they're just like, this is what happened 100%,
right.
like it's fact.
Yes,
Meanwhile it's not.
yes,
Yeah, that is dumb.
yes.
That is annoying though.
What about being too picky of an eater? How do you feel about that?
Listen, we're gonna go where we go. I'm gonna find something to eat. If you don't want to eat, that's your problem.
Those are just some of them that caught my eye. I don't picky eaters don't bother me.
Yeah, you gotta
Uh yeah.
figure it
So yeah, that's it. And I don't like one for me, like I don't like judgmental either. I don't know why lately men like to comment on my nails. I have a new rule, a public service announcement for all the men out there that may try to shoot their shots. At this point, I'm at a place where I don't care if you like my nails. I don't care if you don't like my nails. If you're not
out. What are
paying
they
for them,
saying about your nails?
girl, they so long, or they like this color, they like that color, they need to be cut. At this point, this is where we're at. PSA for any future men. Um, if you're not paying for them, I don't care what you think, positive
Ooh,
or negative. Sign management. Okay,
oop,
so
boo,
take that
boop, boop,
snippet.
boop.
That's a snippet right there. Keep your
And
comments to
that's just
yourself.
that on that.
That's that on that. Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay. But they shouldn't even have anything to say. I mean, whatever. It's their
Because some
opinion.
people, I guess that's
You're
their deal
entitled to
breaker.
yours.
Some
You
people,
can
I
keep it
like
over
what they
there.
like. So I know you are a married woman. How do you feel deal breakers have helped you get to the point of marriage? Like, did they have an impact on you getting to marriage? Were they relative? Was it something that came up in a discussion at any point in time?
Um, it's more like standards, right? So yes, I would
Yes.
say yes. It did help, like because it helps you find your mate, right? Deal
Hmm.
breakers will help you navigate through tolerating things versus not tolerating things, and being able to recognize certain aspects of a person's characteristics that will then help you decide whether you want to move forward with this person and take them seriously versus not take them seriously. So I would say 100% it did help me in making my decision on, really getting to the nitty gritty of who my husband is. And it helps you, not only does it help you recognize like certain characteristics, but it helps
Yeah,
you bring up the conversations that need to be brought up ahead of time, so you know up front what you're dealing with, right?
I agree.
Now, with that being said, sometimes you don't even, there's certain things that you may not think about that come up later on. And then there's certain things that like you won't really see about a person until it's later. And
Yeah.
I can say that because I've been in a few long-term relationships now.
Hmm.
And for the most part, my relationships have in the past, for the most part, have all been kind of long term. But yeah, it definitely has helped. It definitely has helped. Let me think if there's something that I didn't think of that came up. Um, that no, I don't think so. There was nothing that came up that was like a surprise, like, oh, I didn't know this about you.
Yeah. I feel
Yeah,
like now that I've been single and just from like I haven't been in very many relationships. Um and then after my most recent one I've just kind of been chilling for the past couple years, kind of dating here and there. But now for me, like one deal breaker early on is like I said, if I feel like I'm overdoing my part, it's kind of like, yeah, I'm good, I'm done, I'm not going to do that at all. So that has definitely been like the most common deal breaker when you're dating, I feel like,
yeah,
when you're in this single life. And
yeah,
I've seen a lot of posts going around too that are saying a similar thing. Like, if somebody is not essentially if somebody is not giving you the same attention or energy that you're giving back to them, and kind of like be done with it. So I think that right now that's a very
Yes.
popular deal breaker, I guess you could say. And I don't even know if people are thinking of it as a deal breaker, but it really is. Like
It really is, because then you're
it
dismissing
is.
the person off of that.
And it's legit. It is
Yeah.
legit. Like, if I'm pouring into you, and it's interesting because my ex had hit me up randomly the other day. I hadn't heard from him. That's why I say it's random, because we hadn't talked in months. And he had hit me up and we were talking. He was like, "Oh yeah, you stopped talking to me." I was like, "Yeah, because if I didn't contact you, you didn't contact me. The reason why we stopped communicating is because I was the only one reaching out. So I stopped. And that's where it ended at. We weren't talking anymore. So it was even funny because he was like, "Oh, well, you can hit," like when we was getting off the phone, he was like, "All right, well, hit me up." And he was like, "Never mind, I'm gonna hit you up because you're not gonna hit me up." You're right, because I gave you that attention. I was
Yeah.
giving you that energy. You have lost that now. Now you have to, I hate to say it, re-earn it, but no, now you need to show me that you are, I hate it, worthy. Like, now you have to show me that it's worth me even pouring into you that way that I poured into you, because you don't get to keep getting the same energy. You
Yeah.
don't. Like, that's a part of it. Like, you broke the deal. You weren't holding up to your side of the commitment, because
Yeah.
essentially, if the deal is this is what we're supposed to be doing. You
Yeah.
broke the deal. That was a deal breaker. Now we're off. Now, if you would like to reestablish a deal, you're gonna have to put in some work.
Yeah.
Period. And I feel like this is where we go back to, like, people aren't really sticking to those deal breakers, because a lot of people will, it's easy to give and bow, especially if you're somebody
Yeah.
who does not like being alone, who does not like being single, and you want that companionship. You're
Yeah.
more likely to kind of give
Want the
in and be
attention.
lenient. You're more likely to be lenient. But I'm like, I'm cool over here. Like, it's cool talking to you. He's still a dope dude. Like, even though we're not together, he's still a dope dude. He's a good friend. Like, we could get together and go have fun. But at this point, I'm not gonna be the one reaching out. Like, no, nope. And when he said that too, like, "Oh, I just hit you up because you're not gonna hit me up," I was like, I'm glad you know. I'm glad we're on the same page, because I'm not. I'm not doing it. So I'm glad that you understand that, because I gave you that energy. And when I said it, he couldn't even rebuttal, which I'm glad he didn't. Because I told him, I said, "No, I was giving you attention. I was hitting you up. I
Yeah.
was texting.
Yeah.
I was trying to keep things afloat. You were not
And now,
reciprocating it. And now we're done. So if you want attention, or you want my time, you're going to have to reach out. You're going to have to arrange stuff. You're going to have to do whatever you need to do on your end,
and
because
that's good for
I'm not."
you. Set your standards and stick to them, because
Set
the
your
more
standards and
you
stick to
start,
them.
and that's all the ladies, everybody, even the fellas, like, if
Set your
you
standards and
continue to
stick to it.
give in, yeah, that's a very good tip. If you continue to give in and give in, that's what the other person is only going to take advantage. You're allowing them, it's like you're setting the standards, right? You're
Mhm.
allowing them to kind of get away with this, and you're training them to be able to get away with this. So moving forward,
They gonna do
nothing's
what
going
they
to
gonna
change. They're
do.
going to
Like, they're
continue to
gonna
do
walk
that.
over you, walk in and out,
Correct.
waste your
Nothing's going to
time,
change.
because you're gonna allow them to do that. So, I know it, and it's easy. It's really easy to do. Just stick to your guts and trust that you're doing what's best for yourself, and you'll be fine. And so, essentially, like, sticking to those deal breakers. Like, if cheating is a deal breaker before marriage, because like we said, it's different when you're married. So if cheating is a deal breaker before your marriage, and your boyfriend or your girlfriend cheats on you, walk the fuck away,
Yeah.
because I guarantee the person is going to do it again, because you didn't leave. Like, you stayed.
Well, I don't 100% agree with that statement, just because there are instances where for whatever reason, whatever the cause, it's a lapse of judgment, and the
Mm,
person is very apologetic, and they end up, sometimes couples end up
sometimes.
having an even better relationship because of that, because they're able to um kind of
Work
grow
through it.
from it and
Yeah.
learn. And like, I had last year in the beginning, I forget what episode it is, maybe episode 5, I think, I interviewed a dope couple. Shout outs to Jen and her man. And they came on, and they were very candid, and they actually talked about,
Infidelity.
having cheated, or one of them cheated. And how that kind of like exploded their relationship, but it also kind of brought them closer together. It was like it
Okay.
rocked their relationship to a whole nother level, but then they learned so much from it and they were able to kind of get past it and they grew from it and they got closer. And I mean, it was a
It takes a
it
lot
was
though, and
a
it takes a
process.
certain
It was
level
a
of
lot.
maturity
Yeah,
too. Yeah, it takes a certain level of maturity, and it takes both people
correct.
really wanting to make it work. And
Yeah,
in this case, don't be in a situation where you're the one begging and you were the one cheated on and you're the one that's really trying to fight. Like, if this person's just cheating and they're essentially showing you they want that out, give them the out. Just give them the out. Like, if
yeah.
the person that cheated is not showing you like
And you'll be able to see the
genuine
difference.
sincerity,
And
yeah,
that's
you,
that
I'm
having that
sure.
real talk, like, babe, are we gonna fight for this? Like, okay, bottom line, what is it? Are we gonna fight for this or are we going to move on? And if we're moving on, we're moving on. Like,
Yep.
we're not gonna go back to this, dwell on this.
Mm-mm.
This is like, this is it. It's not gonna happen
It ain't
again.
gonna ever
You know,
happen again. Because I
I'm
feel like that's
trusting
like
you.
going back to the whole Beyonce and Jay-Z situation. I don't know the ins and outs, but I feel like basically, I heard somewhere or read somewhere that she was kind of on something like, yo, you do that again, you embarrass me like that again,
A
sir.
wrap.
Like, you don't even got to worry
Yeah,
about it. Like, you're going to lose your
right.
woman, you're going to lose your family.
Yeah.
So I really need you to sit
Yeah.
down and think
I feel
about
like she
this.
said that in songs. But then if you listen
Yeah.
also to the 4040 album, no, not 4040 album. What am I talking about?
444,
444.
444. Yeah.
444. 4040 album. When you listen to that album, he actually talks about like, whoa, you
Yeah.
know, how the thought of somebody else raising our kids or, you know, my
Yes.
kids or
That is the
somebody else
response you
being
need.
called
Like,
dad. Yeah, that kind of like rocked him and like, oh, you're about to bid it all on somebody who's not even like really worth it. Is that worth
exactly.
it? You know,
Exactly.
so like he had a coming to Jesus moment.
Mhm.
And was able to
Mhm.
recognize his
And then on
mistakes.
the
So
other
there are some things
hand, you
like that.
have those situations where I don't know, I'm still watching this one play out. I'm still watching it play out. I'm still
Who you
curious to see
watching?
everything. Girl, Cardi B and Offset, cause
Oh gosh,
that's a whole nother like
like
what we
circle,
doing?
like a
What we
cycle.
doing? I don't want to say that he's still cheating on her. I don't believe that. I don't want to say that he's still being unfaithful. I do feel like there's probably some other issues because they just had the whole about to be divorced situation not that
Hmm.
long ago. So I think it might be because she said it wasn't because of cheating. It was again, there could be other deal breakers. Maybe she
Right.
don't feel like he's respecting her the way she should be respected or loving on her or
Yeah.
pouring on her. I know
Yeah.
people quickly assumed that it was because of cheating allegations, but she came and said, no, it's not cheating. There's just other things. Like sometimes people not, maybe you're not vibing like they used to vibe. You're
Yeah.
not clicking, you're not feeling it like y'all was feeling it before. So there's so many different parts. But again, I think because people like, she's so done, why she's still with him? She's married.
Right. She's
She's
married, and
excuses.
that leads me to let's get into classy, wretched, and real. Right.
Yes.
I wanted to one of the other messages that I got when I did my poll
Yeah.
on IG was lying, right?
Yeah.
That was the deal breaker. And so I got a letter from jo- Jolisa. Jolisa.
Jaleesa. I like that name.
Hi Jolisa. Thank you for sending mail, girl. So
Thank
she
you.
says, oh, she's going by Jolisa. Jolisa's not her real name. Okay,
Okay,
that's
well, I like the name Jaleesa, so
Jaleesa, okay.
cool, 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 cool.
All right. So she goes, highlights. I've been married to my husband for 5 years. We have one child together. He has been in Puerto Rico for the past 2 years, but just came back for the past 2 years and just came back to where we're living. And we are living together as a family. Well, I went through his laptop and found out that he has been talking to two other women in Puerto Rico still. I don't know to what extent their relationships are. I tried to message one of the girls, but I didn't get a response. Hmm. And now I confronted him about it. So all I know so far is that they have been talking. So my question is, girls, what is it that I need to do from this point? I've confronted him. He tells me that there's nothing going on, but he was over there for 2 years. How can I believe that? And the messages that I saw seemed to be a little intimate, nothing too crazy, but it was a lot of flirtation. What
Hmm.
do I do? By the way, I am enjoying the show. Thank you for the advice that you guys give. Keep it up. Great job.
Thank
All right,
you.
Jalisa.
All right,
That sucks.
Jaleesa,
Um,
you want to start or you want me to start?
if you've confronted him and he's not, he's denying it, and it doesn't seem like you believe him, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I would say go with your gut instinct. Now, what you're going to do after this, that's on you because that's your relationship and you have a family, right? And you guys have
Yep.
been married for 5 years. I wonder why he was in Puerto Rico for 2 years. She didn't say that. Why did he have to go to Puerto Rico? Was it work? Was it family related? Is did you guys live there together and then you came here
First, because that happens sometimes.
first? Like, did you move? I'm unclear on that. But um I would definitely say go with your gut instinct. I always say if there's smoke, there's fire.
There's
There's a
fire.
fire. Yeah. If there's smoke, there's a fire. And even though the girl, that's strange that the girl didn't reply. Did you text her on your own, or you should have texted as him, girl? That's what you should have did.
I ain't
Maybe he
doing
would have
none of that.
replied, and I just text her on the side. I wonder if you did that, you might have maybe gotten a better response. um, I think he's being shady and can't be trusted. And already it's a violation, period, because anyways he cheated. Just how that's how you have to look at it. I mean, not cheated, rather.
I mean,
He's
to her,
texting to
if
other.
she feels like he's cheating, if to her, if he's having these intimate conversations and first and foremost, it's 2021. Who is emailing people? That's weird.
People
But whatever.
email. You know,
That's
I
weird.
I didn't think that, but people email all the time. Like they really be emailing. I
Okay.
know.
I believe you, but that's still weird to me. Like,
It is, right? Because you would think
it's
straight
weird.
text.
You send a text if y'all gonna be doing
Yeah.
something. So to me, it is weird. Like I email. Don't get me wrong. Like you know that we email. We
Right.
talk
But we
business through
email like
email.
stuff that needs to be emailed, not
Yeah,
like
like I email. Like if I'm doing business with my best friend, if I'm doing business with her, we email. Like
right,
hello, da, 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 da. Like it's
right,
professional. So like
right.
I know people email. I just didn't know like if I'm a woman and I'm talking to this guy, I'm already gonna be looking sideways at why are you emailing me? Why am I not texting you?
That is
But
weird.
she probably I don't know. Maybe she knows he's married, so maybe she's okay with it. Maybe he said, "Hey, I'm
Maybe it's
married.
a
My
way of
wife."
hiding it instead of texting. It's a way of
That's
like
what I'm
hiding.
saying. That's what I'm saying. So something's already out there that they're emailing versus texting. If it's nothing going on, like okay, who is she? Tell me about her. But then, okay, even then, like you said, trust your gut, Julissa. Trust your gut. And this is you're gonna have to do some serious soul searching and some serious thinking about what are your deal breakers, what are you going to tolerate, and what are you not going to tolerate. And then beyond that, the reality of the situation is this: if you are not going to tolerate the cheating, are you actually going to leave your husband? Is that something that's plausible for you? Again, this is your marriage. Marriage changes things.
I
Some
be wanting
people,
to play devil's advocate all the time and just like be like the person and who's giving sensible advice and the voice of reason, and
yeah,
I'm just gonna come out and say it, sis. He's cheating,
he
okay?
is cheating. We
He's
know that.
totally cheating.
He's cheating. We know
If
that.
he's talking to these girls, it's just like what kind of cheating? But he's already violating you by talking
Mhm.
to these girls, regardless. Okay, he shouldn't have been talking to these girls. I don't care if they're your friends. If you saw flirtation in there, why are you flirting,
He
sir?
cheating.
You're cheating.
But that's what
Okay,
I'm saying. She needs to figure out what
so
she's going to do
you just
because
gotta think, right? You just gotta think, okay, he's cheating. How do I feel about this? Yeah, I don't have like proof that his, he had like some sort of, it was like intimate intercourse going on, like they had
Yep.
sex or anything like that. You just don't have that tangible proof, but there's definitely proof that he's talking to these girls, and to me that is equivalent. It's equivalent. You just don't have
Yeah.
the tangible evidence. But yeah, like Nia said, you just have to make a decision on how you want to move going forward, right? If you're just going to go ahead and move forward because, you don't have that tangible proof, and just confront him on it and just say, all right, do this again, you're out, sucker. Or bye, you played yourself, this is too much, I can't deal with it, and good day, goodbye, go about your business, go back to Puerto Rico if that's
And
where
that's
you
the
want to be.
thing. Yeah, what I was about to get to was like, okay, he's cheating. You need to figure out if you're going to leave or not. And if it's even realistic. I don't know what your financial situation looks like. I don't know if you can survive or maintain the lifestyle that you have if you're not married to him. I don't know. Well, you have a kid together, so I don't know how that all plays out, but that's the decisions you need to make. You need to figure out, and then whatever you do decide, you got to stick to it. That's the takeaway. You got to stick to it because your woman's intuition is not lying to you. We know what's
Yeah,
going on.
that gut
You know what's
feeling
going on.
be.
You just need to hear it from somebody else. You're
Yeah.
welcome.
What
That's what
made
we're
you go
here
to
for.
that laptop, sis? Your
Y-
gut feeling.
That
What
was
made you
it.
go
The gut.
looking for what was going on in the on his computer, not even on his phone? Or did you maybe try your phone and then didn't see anything, and then you
So
went
you
into
went
the
to the
uh
computer. And
to
that's
the
the thing. If
computer?
I gotta do all that, I'm already done. If I have to do all that, I'm done. Cause like when you was like, oh, she should have called from the other thing or text from him. I ain't doing that. I'm not doing it because you don't
Yeah,
even
I
need to
don't
go
like.
there.
I
You
don't.
don't need to communicate with that woman. You know
Yeah,
what's
you
going on.
really don't.
Why
You
why
really
push
don't.
yourself off even more? You know what's going
Yeah,
on. You
yeah.
have to make the decision.
You don't
Are
need to
you
see
going to
anything.
stay or are you going to go? If
Yeah,
you're going to
that's
stay, are we nipping this in the butt? This is done? Or is he gonna do what he do and you do what you do? Well, where we're going with this, you got to have some real uncomfortable conversations, hold him to task because you know he lying,
yeah.
and move
I
accordingly.
I was gonna ask you if you ever approached a girl, but you obviously already kind of said
I'm not
you
doing
don't
all
need
that.
to do.
So I was gonna
Yeah,
say my class director, the real, was
I would
like,
never bother to even approach the other woman
no,
um
I'm not doing all that.
for
I am
anything,
not coming
because
to
at
you
the
as a
end of the
woman.
day you
And
have
don't
your
come to me
entity
as
right
no
in
damn
front
woman either. You're gonna get cussed the fuck out. Don't come to me as a woman. You can get your feelings hurt.
of
I'm not the one. Don't come to me as shit. I will bust you and him
right,
upside the head. So
right,
no,
right. There's
I'm
nothing
not
to be
doing it.
talked about. There's
It's
nothing
not.
to be said at that
Don't do
point.
it. And I was
My
gonna
my
say,
questions are directed at him and him only, and you
that's
know
it.
what? If he can't answer
He
to my
married you. He
right,
married you, not her. She don't owe you. She don't owe you shit. She don't
right,
owe
she
you
really
no loyalty. She don't owe you nothing. That's
did.
another thing
No
y'all need to start
woman to woman,
understanding.
no.
No woman to woman. I just want to let you know,
Coming
girl, don't let me know shit. Don't tell
right.
me
I'm
nothing.
just
I
coming
already
at
know. And
you as a
I'm about to
woman.
handle that. Don't trip. I'm gonna handle that. Don't come to me as no damn you
Yeah.
don't come to me as
Ladies, when a guy is out here acting a fool and whatever, do not direct your energy to the other woman. Like,
don't do it.
he first and foremost is the one that violated you above anything else, okay?
Yep.
Your anger, your frustration, your everything, your whole
You're
energy should be
hurt.
directed at him. You're hurt, yeah, it should be directed at him and never at her. Whatever role she might have played in it is moot at this point, because he
Yep.
is the first factor. He is,
Yep.
problem
It
number
takes
one,
two
okay?
to tango.
He's the
Okay. It
violator.
takes
He's the main
two to
violator in the
tango.
situation, because he should know better and he should be respecting you more than that. And if he hasn't, he should be the one that should be getting all the fire and all the smoke. Okay,
Yep. Yep. I was gonna
nobody
say,
else. So
looking at my I was gonna say for my classy ratchet or real, like I said, I go back to like my first real boyfriend. Like I think one of the final straws with him was he ended up having a baby and not on me. We weren't together.
oh,
We were broken up.
okay.
Like I said, I probably would have tried to fight him because when I was younger, I was really like crazy. But
Same.
not on me. Like we went off to school and at some point in time he ended up having a baby. And like, but then we connected back. We had one of those like very like can't stay away from each other. Like, we have been dating since like middle school, and then we were off and on through high school, and that was like
Oh,
my first
he's your
everything.
sweetheart. He's your high school sweetheart.
Yeah, basically, whatever. He still be watching my Instagram stories, but whatever. So like it was just like that soul tie. We had a very strong soul tie at a young age, like a very strong soul tie. But like the final straw was like he would had the baby, and he's still like trying to play house over here, but still trying to keep me. And I'm like, yo, go play house. Go play house. I'm not gonna argue with you. I basically like air his shit out on Facebook. This was back in the day. Like air his shit out
Oh,
on
you're
Facebook.
the one doing the crazy posts online.
Sure did. Sure did. I don't do that no more though. I'm grown now.
Okay, we have matured.
I'm classy now.
You're classy. Oh, okay.
So yeah, but that was like the final straw for me. Like, I'm not going back and forth. I'm not gonna be arguing with your baby mama. To this day, I'm not arguing with nobody baby mama. I'm not arguing with nobody over a man. I'm not doing it. He gonna do what he
Yeah.
gonna do. He gonna do what he gonna do. And on top of that, I like to tell people up front when I'm dating, like, I am crazy. Don't play with me. Like, I will hurt your feelings. Don't play with me. Don't do that. Like, don't do it. So I ended that there. Like, I did get a little ratchet. So it was a little ratchet. Like I said, I definitely air his shit out on Facebook. I was like, we weren't even 21 yet, because me and him was done dealing with each other before we turned 21. So we was definitely still like teenage years, like
Yeah.
when he had his baby. So it was ratchet because I was still a teen. But after that, I was pretty much like, yeah, I'm done. Like, F you, F her, go have a little family, leave me alone. I'm not dealing with y'all and y'all foolishness. Like, got me over here contemplating being somebody's stepmama. I ain't even got no goddamn kids. We ain't even made it to college yet. You got me over here considering being a stepmama. I should beat your ass for that. But I'm reformed now.
Yeah.
It's
So
all
I
good now.
haven't had like not that I know of, like, and somebody cheating. It was always like just maybe I think something is off,
Yeah.
right? But something was off, but I just would never like have the full on information. Anyways,
Mhm.
so my classy retro real story goes back to I was dating this guy, not for long. It wasn't even serious dating. It was just like somebody I had met like when I had gone to Miami one time, and so we kept in contact. Like, he was cool, whatever. He came to visit me a few times, and we would hang out, we would chill, grab drinks, hang,
Yeah.
party, cool, just hanging out. We were talking, and he was a dope guy. So then at one point though, in us during, us talking, and we would like talk on and off, but we were talking, but it wasn't
Yeah.
like really, and when I say talking, it was like we were dating, but not really dating. Okay. We're
Mhm.
dating. We're getting to know each other. Okay. So then he one of his like his ex hit me up and texted me on, was it my phone or IG? It was on IG. It was on IG. And she hit me up and she was like, "Oh, are you talking to, so and so?" And I was like, "If you even have to ask me this, to ask me that, sis, like, what's the point of the question?
I'm about to piss you off. That's
You
what's
need to
gonna
go
happen.
right.
I'm about to
You
do
need to
not message
go
me about no man. I'm gonna make you
right.
mad,
You need
sis.
to
I'm gonna make
go.
you angry.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not. I'm lying. It wasn't on IG. It was on my phone. She
Oh,
texted me on my actual
mm-mm.
phone. Got my number, right?
Oh, I
So
got another
I,
story
I
for
was.
you.
So then I was confused. I was like, why? Why? If you even have my number, I would assume now you were seeing text messages. Unless maybe
Hmm.
he deletes. But then I was like, why do you even have to ask me this? Like, you need to go talk to your man. So I redirected her to him, and yeah, that was that. And I stopped talking to him, and he hits me up, right? Oh, before that,
Why they
so
always try to call? I got a story. I got another story for you. Why they always try to call though? Like trying to
right.
clean it up. Don't. Mm-mm.
Right, because then he called. But before he called, so she's texting me saying, "Hey, are you talking to this person?" Whatever. And I'm like, if you even have to ask that question, you already are aware of what's going on, and you need to talk to him,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then so I just did the conversation. So then she's like texting me, and I'm like not responding, blocked, right? And then she calls me from another number, By chance, I happen to pick up, because normally I don't even pick up like numbers I
Mm-hmm.
don't know like that. By chance, I just happen to pick up, and she's like, "Well, I'm so sorry to bother you. I'm the person who had been texting you. I noticed you stopped answering me, and I really just wanted to talk to you." And I was like, "Wow, bro,
Girl, why? Women
wow,
don't do this. Stop.
what are you doing
Stop.
right now?" And I'm like, okay. And she's like, I'm not upset with you or anything. And I'm like, and you should not be
You
upset
can't be
with me.
upset with
You
me,
should
sis.
be talking to him like I told you to talk to him. And she's like, well, I tried and I really couldn't get any answers from him, and I just really wanted
That was
clarity
an
from
answer.
you.
That was an answer. You didn't need clarity from me. This is what I'm talking about when we talked about y'all know what it is and y'all don't stick to y'all damn guts and y'all
Say
guns
that
because y'all want to
again,
be with this person
sis.
so bad. You know what it is, sis.
You already know. You already know.
So you
You
want
don't
me to
need
hurt
me to
your
validate anything for you.
feelings.
And that's exactly what I said. And I was like, you don't need me to validate anything for you. I'm gonna just, and I kept it honest with her. I'm like, since I have you on the phone, like nothing really happened like that. Whatever. We talked about
We
the
kick it. That's
situation.
it.
But I was like, you don't need me to validate anything for you, because if he's doing any type of talking to me and supposedly you guys, based on what she told me, they were in a relationship, I don't need to deal with him, and sis, neither do you need to deal with him
Right.
either. Okay, so
Girl, I had
she's
a
like, "You're
similar
right," and
situation
I
like
think she was
that.
like younger or something, because she was like,
Probably.
"You're right, and I definitely do need to. It's just that I really love him," and I was like, "Oh,
Oh, you're
she's
not
like
going nowhere.
digmatized,
Stigmatized.
poor girl." But
Stigmatized.
yeah, that was a sad situation. And so then got off the phone with her, and then like a day or two later, he calls me trying to like, apologize and all this other stuff. And I was just like, well, technically there's nothing really to apologize for, except for the fact that you got somebody, you let somebody get my number.
That's
But
it.
besides that, we weren't in a relationship, and I have a whole roster. So, on to the next. It's all
Don't
right.
care.
Bye.
Don't care.
We're cool.
Girl, you reminded me. I had a situation like that in high school. So this was like my senior year. I went to this high school by my house. And it was literally my first year there, last year there, because it was senior year, and I transferred. And I was talking to this dude at the school or whatever, and I guess he had a girlfriend. I didn't fucking know. So we were talking, and so she calls me one day, and I've seen her. We had classes together. I ain't pay her no mind. And she's like, "Oh, are you his cousin or something?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "Well, how do you know him?" I'm like, "From school." She was like, "Wait, you go there?" I said, "Uh-huh. Yeah." Okay. She was just telling, "Okay, you need to talk to him. Don't talk to me. I'm not his cousin. I don't know what he
So
told you.
he's
That's
out
not
here
what it
telling
is."
people you're the cousin.
Girl, then sat here and lied to this poor girl, got her looking real dumbfounded. And I'm just like, well, you need to talk to him, sis. Don't talk to me. I'm not his cousin. I don't know where he got that from. I don't know why he sat here and lied to you. I don't know what he thought I was about to do. I said, but it really wasn't nothing major or nothing deep. So there's that. She was just so dumbfounded. I'm like, stop calling me. I don't care. And
Why
then
are
he gonna
people
call,
dumb?
why you even answer? What the fuck do you mean why I answer? Boy, I don't want you. Clearly, he was the original belong to the streets. Like dudes was belonging to the streets before we even belong to the streets was. I'm like, go take that up with her. Y'all can go figure that out because I don't care. Like I
Right,
didn't come here for this, okay? And I'm not gonna lie to this girl because it's not even something going on worth lying to. So
right.
you got
Worth
caught up. Y'all need to figure that out. Now you got this girl looking stupid because she's sitting here thinking you telling her that I'm your damn cousin. Not lying
right,
for y'all. Not doing it. And I'm not going to argue with you, sis, about somebody I don't want. You can have him.
right.
Okay. It's not
Because
that serious.
half the time they're not even a factor. But this is the thing. This is the situation, right? So now you have somebody who is talking to another person that is not even a real like. It's not even a real relationship. It's not even
Mm-mm.
worth anything. So here, where the couple, the girl, she's like
Mm-hmm.
hard down hurt, right, and
Mm-hmm.
feeling violated and feeling and like has is losing trust of something that's not even worth it.
And
Like
that's why cheating for me is a no-go because I can't like you're not gonna have me over here in my feelings, in my chest, heartbroken for something that ain't even nothing. Like the
and
other
even
girl on
nothing,
the,
right?
the other girl on the other end, like girl, I don't want him. You can have him. You can keep him.
Right, right.
But
It
you gonna
wasn't
be
even all of
you.
that. Like,
Yes, you just
not
gonna sit
that
here and played in
invested
this
in it.
girl face and dog this girl out, and the other girl like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
good over
yeah,
here, sis. Like, it's not worth it. So I feel like if you allow somebody again, there are circumstances where it's different,
yeah.
and they can
The
work
the
through it.
marriage one where,
Yeah,
okay,
but
they
but
know,
for the
okay,
most
that was
part,
nothing. That wasn't,
hmm
it didn't mean anything. So am I going to let go of, you know, 5 years of us being married because you were talking to some little girl from wherever who does, the relationship doesn't even mean anything, and we have a whole family here? Like,
exactly.
are you,
And that's
you're putting it
and
all
going
on
back
the
to
line, and
Jaleesa,
it's the
that's something
guy's
you need
fault.
to think about. It is the
Right.
guy's fault because it
It
could
is the
very
guy's
well
fault.
be nothing. He could really very well just be over here on some bullshit,
Some nonsense.
entertaining him on some nonsense because it was something to do while y'all
Yeah.
wasn't together over
Just
there.
bored.
It
Yeah.
very well could be nothing, but you got to figure out
You gotta
what is
figure
your
that
deal
out.
breaker, what is your end all be all, and what you're going to do and how you're going to move accordingly. Because it's one thing for we're not in your marriage for one.
Right.
That's one thing, we're in your marriage. All
Right.
I can say is from my single perspective, my biggest takeaway when it comes to deal breakers is going to be this: set y'all deal breakers and stick to them.
Yeah.
Period. Like if you tell somebody, if you're dating and y'all talking early on about y'all deal breakers, and you tell somebody that cheating is a deal breaker, and then y'all get in a relationship and the woman cheats on you and you told her that was a deal breaker, walk away. Like,
Yeah.
if especially if it's not deep, walk away. Vice versa, if it's a man, like, set your deal breakers and really stick to them. Otherwise, you just talking. You just
For
talking.
for the married ladies out there or the married husbands out there, know your spouse, okay? Understand your spouse, assess the situation and see if it's worth it. If it's worth putting it all on the line for, what you guys have. Like, is the violation worth it, right?
Yep.
Definitely assess the situation, and there are levels to it. There's always levels to it,
Yep.
and there are highs and lows, and you just gotta, like, work together. As long as you are willing to come back to the ring and fight for each other and work through whatever the issue is, um there's always hope. But if there's no hope at all and you see, okay, you're done, no mas, then
Mhm.
move forward, man. Just make that decision, be committed to it, and be willing to deal. If you guys are out here, and this is men and women, because women also be cheating,
They do.
you over here doing some stupid ass shit within your relationships, and you're putting your 5-year marriage, I don't care if it's 2-year marriage, 1-year marriage, but you're putting your marriages on the line for something
Hmm.
stupid, for a Joe Schmo, or Becky with the good hair, whatever you want to call her, out there in the streets. You're putting it all on the line for something dumb like that. Be prepared to deal with the consequences, okay, and the
Preach.
repercussions of your actions, because
Yep.
that person who's at home, who's committed to you, to your life, and to your relationship, if they're not going to put up with your nonsense and they walk away,
You have
you're
no
going
one
to
to blame
regret
but
that.
you.
You have nobody to blame but yourself for what transpires after the fact. You could do whatever you want in your life, but just be ready to deal with the consequences that come with it, with the actions that
Yep.
you take. Point blank, period, poo. And that's
That's
that on that.
it. Wrap.
Well, that's a
That's
good
a
wrap
wrap.
up. That's a
That's
good
a wrap.
takeaway. And it's a wrap. All
Period.
right, go ahead, give them your handles.
All right, you guys, you can follow me at Nia Adri on all platforms. I'm about to say streaming platforms. What? On all
Yeah, I
social
don't know.
media platforms. That's NIA_AUDRI. Yes. Hit us up. Hit me up. Hit me up.
Thanks again, Jaleesa.
Lisa.
Thank you for sending in your mail. We
Yes. We
appreciate
hope we
you.
helped.
And yeah, good luck, girl. Guys, also we are on YouTube, okay? So the GrownupIsh Podcast on YouTube. Go ahead and check us out if you want to be able to see us have these conversations and listen to us at the same time and watch us. Go ahead and take a look at the YouTube channel, okay? We really appreciate your support.
We do.
As always, share, like, send it to your mom, your brother, your sister, everybody. Okay,
All them.
all of that. The GrownupIsh Podcast, the GrownupIsh on IG. Wait, the GrownupIsh Podcast on IG, the GrownupIsh on Twitter, the GrownupIsh Pod is the website. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Okay, and
indeed.
it's not alcohol, guys. It's just juice. I promise.
This episode. Dun, dun, dun.
Why you put me out like
I
that?
woke up.
I'm
I
just
woke
kidding.
up.
No, it usually is juice. But
Yeah.
sometimes there may be something in there. I'll let y'all
I
know if
know.
there's
I was
something
about to
else in
start
there.
saying like we should start having a little
A little
wine,
cocktail,
little
a little
cocktail,
drink,
drink
a
a
little
drink,
something, something. Yeah,
something
some
a
vino.
little grown up, you know.
Yeah, I'm with it. Ain't nothing but, a little sip, sip. But it's juice this time.
Oh,
Anyways,
and I
guys.
just want to add, guys, that we do have some exciting things in the works because we are working on some things. So please continue to rock with us. We're not going to share too
Yeah.
much now, but we're working on some things on the back end. So just keep rocking with us, y'all. We got some things that we're working on.
Oh, and sincere apologies about the sound last week. Okay, we
Yes.
were having some technical difficulties, but we
Yeah.
are working through those, and it seems like we got everything together. And
Yes.
just bear with us.
We making this happen,
We
y'all.
are making it. Yeah, we're making it happen, and we will see you guys next episode. Bye.
Bye.